Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is James Burson with another video for P.O.C Point of Conversation. And today's P.O.C Point of Conversation is part 2 of 3 of God is the Foundation, How God Moves You. So we're going into part 2 of How God Moves You. God is the Foundation. How to build a relationship with God is what we're going to be talking about today, because I think most people don't understand how simple and how easy God made it to build a relationship with Him. And realistically, there's a saying that I've heard from a pastor I know, and he says, God made it easy, don't complicate it. Life is complicated, don't try to simplify it. So, say that again. God made it easy, don't complicate it. Life is complicated, don't try to simplify it. In other words, how to build a relationship with God is realistically built through obedience. Like I said before, most people don't need that intimate relationship with Him to serve Him, and all of those other contingencies that you hear from like First Day Church and things like that. You don't need all of that. But for those of you who are looking to build a relationship and want to know how, this is relating to you guys. So, give you a good example. When you're going for a new job and people have a habit of, oh my God, I really need this new job. I hope everything works out. I'm just hoping and praying that I really do get this job. And the Bible does say pray without ceasing. So all of that, oh my God, I hope I get this job. I really hope they like me during the interview and everything else. That's prayer. You're actually building a relationship with God while you're praying, because that's how you build it. Prayer, talking. And so when you go on that job interview and they say, I really like the way you interviewed. You interviewed really well. You were one of the best we had so far. There are a few things I have a concern about, but overall, so far, you are definitely uh top of the list. So we will get back to you. You leave that interview. What you don't know is before you prayed, before Bible says, before they call, I will answer, is what God says. You went over there and did all of that, followed the ritual of filling out the application, going in for an interview. They didn't do the rest of them interviews. You already got the job. Why? Because God already knew. He heard your prayer. He answered your prayer. Boom. Now you're already building that relationship. The problem that kills that relationship off is not giving God the credit, not giving God his glory. He moved people for you. He gave you the right words to say in those interviews to be at the top of that list, and then we don't give him the credit. So while we're sitting here getting the answer to our prayers, when we're, oh my God, I really need to get a new car because my car keeps breaking down on me, and I've put way too much money into it. It's really time for this car to go. I need a new one. I need a new one. And now God answers that prayer, and you get that new car, and everything about the car is perfect for you. You went, filled out the application, you knew your credit score was jacked up, but somehow you still managed to get the car you needed, to get the car you wanted, got the payments right around where you were trying to get. That's God. Why? Because that doesn't have to happen based on your credit score, all those things. Anything can happen. So the fact that you prayed for those things and got those things answered, that's how you build your relationship with God. Give him the credit when you're saying, oh my God, I'm really just hoping and praying that all goes well. And when those prayers are answered, give God the glory, give God the credit. That's building that relationship. Because those things that you pray for, it's not just in those material things. You will find yourself in many situations, but those prayers are what build that relationship with God. And like I said, you don't need a very deep, very intimate connection with God. God's not calling everybody to be like that. But the obedience and the prayer and understanding that that's how God is building that relationship with you and that's how you build it, that's how it works. I'll give you one last example. Now, there are times where you look at, there's a incident in the Bible where they were going through the plagues of Egypt. And when the hailstorms and everything came, what God told them was, go into your house, close the doors, do this, do that. And the Egyptians followed what the God of Israel said. Those curses that came upon Egypt did not affect them because they were obedient to what the God of Israel said. So those things, in all reality, saved them. The obedience. So listening and doing those things, having the action behind what's going on is what saved them. That obedience. So there's many instances, many ways that you can be obedient and build a relationship with God. The prayers, understanding and seeing that something in that moment is happening, it's the right thing to do, doing it. Those are all forms of prayer. Obedience is the highest praise you're going to ever be able to give to God. Your reverence and respect for Him and your obedience is everything. That's my last example. Hope you guys really do enjoy this video for part 2 of God is the Foundation, how God moves you. This one is how to build a relationship with God. This is James Burson with another view for P.O.C Point of Conversation. Over and out. Shalom, everybody.